Most men spend their lives believing they have to impress women with their bank accounts, physical looks, or slick charm. But what if the real secret to attraction had nothing to do with any of that? What if it's actually about understanding deep, often hidden psychological triggers, ones even women don't fully recognize in themselves? Just like men, women carry subconscious desires and emotional patterns that shape how they respond in relationships. The challenge? Most men are completely unaware of how to read these signals, let alone use them effectively. Today, we're uncovering 12 of these hidden female soft spots, psychological switches that once you understand them will forever change the way you connect with women. Let's dive in. 1. Emotional stability, the unseen magnetism. While most people assume women want excitement or romance, what they truly crave is emotional certainty. A woman wants to know that her man won't crumble under pressure or lose control when life throws curveballs. She wants to feel emotionally safe, and that safety comes from your ability to remain calm, composed, and grounded, no matter what. If you're easily rattled, overly reactive, or emotionally dependent on her, it makes her feel like she has to take the lead, and that instantly kills attraction. Instead, be her anchor. When she's emotional, don't match her intensity. Stay calm. When plans fall apart, don't complain. Adapt. This kind of stability makes a woman feel protected and secure. It tells her that you're not only capable of handling your own emotions, but hers too. That's powerful. Women won't consciously say, "I'm drawn to this man because he's emotionally grounded," but subconsciously, it's one of the biggest reasons they stay connected. If she feels like she has to manage your feelings, she'll pull away. But if you're the one who steadies the emotional ship, she'll cling tighter. Master your emotions, and she'll see you as the strong, unshakable man she didn't know she needed. 2. Scarcity sparks desire. It's human nature to want what we can't have. Just like people chase luxury items or rare experiences, women are subconsciously drawn to men who feel slightly out of reach. When you're always available, constantly texting, or showing her she's the center of your world from the start, it can actually lessen your perceived value. It's not that she dislikes attention, it's that she values what she has to work for. The key is to create just enough space and mystery to keep her intrigued. Be kind and present, but don't make yourself too easy to figure out. Let her wonder what you're thinking, what you're doing, and how much you really want her. When you hold back just a little, it gives her something to chase, and the chase is part of what fuels desire. Men who don't reveal everything at once, or who maintain a life outside of the relationship, are far more attractive in the long term. She wants to uncover you piece by piece, not have everything laid out in the first few conversations. By not being fully attainable right away, you give her a reason to invest emotionally. So, stay busy, stay purpose-driven, be warm but mysterious. Keep a part of yourself reserved, not to play games, but to protect your own energy and identity. That balance of interest and elusiveness is what keeps her coming back for more. 3. Commanding presence and a deep voice. It might sound superficial, but women are naturally drawn to men with deep, controlled voices and a powerful presence. This isn't about sounding like a movie trailer. It's about the energy behind your voice and body language. A deep voice suggests confidence, strength, and leadership, traits that women subconsciously associate with protection and stability. But your presence matters just as much, if not more. Presence is how you carry yourself when you enter a room. Do people turn to look at you? Do you walk with purpose or fidget nervously? Do you speak like you mean what you say, or do your words trail off with uncertainty? A man with strong presence doesn't need to try hard to be noticed. He just is. He stands tall, makes calm eye contact, and moves with intention. He doesn't rush, doesn't slouch, and definitely doesn't over-explain. This kind of physical and verbal control makes a huge impression on women before you've even said a word about yourself. On the flip side, weak posture, nervous gestures, or a shaky voice send the message that you're unsure of yourself. And if you're unsure of you, why should she be sure about you? So, practice speaking slowly and clearly. Improve your posture. Enter spaces with the mindset that you belong there. When you combine a grounded voice with a confident presence, you naturally draw attention, and not just from women, but from everyone. 4. The magnetic power of walking away. One of the most underrated traits a man can possess is the ability to walk away. When a woman senses that you're not afraid to lose her, it immediately shifts the dynamic in your favor. Why? Because people value what they might lose. The moment she feels like you'll stick around no matter how she treats you, her respect begins to fade. Most men do the opposite. When things get rocky, they beg, plead, or chase, trying desperately to fix things. But that behavior screams insecurity and emotional dependence. It shows her that your sense of worth is tied to her approval. And that's not attractive. A high-value man knows his worth. If he's not being respected, if the energy isn't being reciprocated, he's not afraid to walk away, not from anger, but from self-respect. That quiet strength is incredibly powerful. It says, I want you, but I don't need you. I choose you, but I can also choose peace. Women aren't necessarily testing you on purpose, but they do notice how you respond under emotional pressure. If she pulls away and you stay centered, she'll come back, often stronger than before. But if you chase, she knows she's in control. The rule is simple. Be the man who's not afraid to walk away. That doesn't make you cold or uncaring. It makes you strong. And that kind of strength is magnetic. 5. A man on a mission is irresistible. A woman might be drawn to your looks or charm at first, but what really holds her attention long-term is your purpose. A man with a clear mission, something bigger than just dating or impressing women, automatically becomes more attractive. Why? Because purpose shows focus, discipline, and direction, and those qualities scream strength. When a man is building something meaningful, whether it's a business, a career, or even mastering a skill, his energy shifts. He doesn't have time to obsess over texts, stress over small talk, or rearrange his entire schedule around a date. He's moving forward, and women sense that. It makes them want to be part of his journey, not the destination. On the other hand, if a woman becomes your mission, your main source of fulfillment, it's only a matter of time before she loses interest. She doesn't want to be your whole world. She wants to feel like she's stepping into a life that already has direction and momentum. So ask yourself, what am I building that excites me, with or without her? The more grounded you are in your own path, the more naturally attractive you become. Women love a man with vision. They respect the guy who's chasing something real, not just chasing them. When you prioritize your mission, you'll never have to chase a woman again. She'll chase you. 6. The power of controlled vulnerability. There's a common myth that men should either be totally stoic or completely emotionally open. But the truth lies in the balance. Women aren't attracted to a man who dumps all his feelings on them right away, but they're also not drawn to someone who's cold and closed off. The real sweet spot? Controlled vulnerability. This means you know how to open up, but you do it in a way that shows strength, not neediness. You don't overshare or use vulnerability to get sympathy or attention. Instead, you choose the right moments to reveal parts of yourself, after you've processed and understood them. You might talk about a struggle, but only once you've grown from it. You might share emotions, but never let them overpower your presence. Why does this work? Because it makes a woman feel special. When she realizes that you don't just open up to everyone, but chose to share something real with her, it deepens the connection. It also shows her that you're emotionally intelligent, not reckless with your feelings. However, when a man overshares, constantly seeks emotional validation, or leans too heavily on a woman for support, it flips the dynamic. She feels like she has to take care of him, and that eventually leads to emotional burnout. The goal isn't to hide your emotions, it's to lead them. Vulnerability, when paired with strength, is one of the most powerful ways to build emotional intimacy and attraction. 7. Women will test you. It's instinctive. Many guys get frustrated when women test them, but the truth is, these tests are a natural part of female psychology. Women use subtle challenges, often without realizing it, to figure out if a man is truly strong, emotionally stable, and confident. These aren't mind games, they're instinctual ways to gauge if you're worth trusting and respecting. A test could be anything. She might disagree with you to see if you stand your ground. She might act a little cold to see if you'll lose your cool. She may even flirt with pushing your boundaries just to see how you handle it. When a man gets rattled, gets defensive, or starts begging for reassurance, it sends the wrong message. It tells her you're unsure of yourself, and that kills attraction. But if you respond with calm confidence, without being arrogant, you pass the test. When she's moody, you stay grounded. When she challenges your opinion, you respond with certainty, not aggression. If she pulls away, you don't chase. You give her space and let her come back on her own. Here's the thing. Women only test men they're interested in. It's not a bad sign. It's actually a sign of attraction. But failing those tests by reacting emotionally can undo that attraction fast. So expect it. Don't take it personally. Just breathe, smile, and stay unbothered. The more centered you are, the more she'll trust you, and the more desirable you'll become. 8. Confidence in rejection makes you untouchable. Most guys dread rejection. It feels like failure, like proof that they're not good enough. But here's the secret. How you handle rejection says more about your confidence than any pickup line ever could. A man who takes rejection in stride, with grace and a sense of humor, becomes instantly more attractive, not just to the woman who rejected him, but to everyone watching. Why? Because rejection doesn't shake his self-worth. He knows who he is, what he brings to the table, and he's not emotionally dependent on anyone's approval. That mindset is rare and powerful. When a woman sees that you're not fazed by her turning you down, it creates curiosity and respect. You didn't crumble. You didn't get needy. You didn't lash out. You just smiled, said, "No problem, all good," and walked away with your head high. That kind of self-assurance is magnetic. Most men let rejection define them. They take it personally, get discouraged, or change their behavior out of fear. But if you reframe rejection as redirection, a sign she's not the one or not ready, you stay in control. You keep your energy high and your confidence intact. Bottom line, rejection isn't your enemy. It's a filter. If you can handle it like it's no big deal, you'll stand out from the crowd, and ironically, attract more women without even trying. 9. Women obsess over men who are hard to read. When a woman can predict your every move or emotion, the mystery disappears, and so does her interest. Women are naturally drawn to mystery and unpredictability. It doesn't mean playing games, it means not putting all your emotional cards on the table too soon. If you're too available, too eager, or constantly seeking her approval, the chase dies out. When a man is hard to read, it activates a woman's imagination. She starts wondering what you're thinking, how you feel, or what you'll do next. And that mental curiosity is incredibly powerful. It's what keeps her engaged, excited, and emotionally invested. This doesn't mean being distant or cold. It means revealing yourself slowly, at your pace, and on your terms. Let her discover things about you over time. Take a moment before texting back. Don't overshare on the first few dates. Maintain a sense of independence in your life and show her that she's getting access to a layered person, not someone desperate to be understood immediately. Predictability kills excitement. When a woman feels like she's figured you out, the spark starts to fade. But when she's still curious, still trying to read you, she remains emotionally involved. So be authentic, but don't be a complete open book. A little mystery is the fire that keeps attraction alive. 10. A man who masters his desires controls the game. The most powerful man in any situation is the one who's in control of himself, especially when it comes to desire. Women can sense when a man is ruled by his urges. He chases too hard, gives too much attention, or becomes overly fixated. And while that might feel flattering at first, it quickly becomes unattractive. Real attraction isn't about how much you want her. It's about how well you can control that want. When you're not desperate for intimacy or emotional validation, it sends a powerful signal. You're not here to take anything from her. You're here because you choose to be, and you're fully in control of yourself. That kind of restraint, that discipline, is incredibly magnetic. Men who can walk away from temptation, who don't immediately fold to every desire, show strength. They have standards, they have purpose, they're not led by lust, they lead themselves. And that level of self-command makes women respect and want them even more. Think of it this way: when you stop chasing every woman who gives you attention, you start attracting women who want to chase you. Self-control flips the dynamic. You're no longer trying to prove your worth. Your restraint proves it for you. The man who owns his desires owns his life. And that's the kind of man women can't resist. 11. The masculine energy of non-reactivity. One of the most underrated yet powerful traits a man can possess is emotional control, especially the ability to remain non-reactive. In moments of tension, drama, or emotional chaos, the man who stays grounded immediately stands out. Why? Because non-reactivity is pure masculine energy. It signals strength, presence, and emotional maturity, qualities that instinctively attract women. When a woman gets emotional, it's often a subconscious test. She's not always looking for you to fix things. She's looking to see if you can stay steady when emotions run high. If you react by getting angry, defensive, or overly emotional yourself, you fail the test. But if you stay calm, respond, not react, you show her that you're not easily shaken. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means being anchored, like a rock in the middle of a storm. A man who keeps his cool no matter what earns a woman's trust and respect. And when a woman trusts a man emotionally, her attraction deepens on a primal level. So the next time she tries to push your buttons, don't take the bait. Smile, breathe, stay centered. Show her that her emotional storm can't throw you off balance. In her eyes, that kind of inner stability is rare and irresistible. 12. Women crave. Men who lead with direction. Leadership isn't about domination, it's about direction. Women are naturally attracted to men who take initiative, make decisions with confidence, and lead their lives with clarity and purpose. This goes beyond just planning dates or picking restaurants. It's about being a man who knows where he's going and invites her to join, not one who waits for permission. When a man leads, he takes pressure off the woman. He makes her feel safe, protected, and guided, something deeply wired into female psychology. It's not about controlling her. It's about offering her a space where she can relax into her feminine energy while trusting your guidance. Leadership shows up in small ways. Knowing what you want, setting boundaries, standing by your values, and moving toward your goals without hesitation. When a man hesitates, seeks too much approval, or asks her to make all the choices, it subtly communicates uncertainty, and uncertainty kills attraction. Be the man who knows the direction of his life. Whether she follows or not doesn't define your path. But when she sees you walking with purpose and certainty, she'll want to be part of your journey. Leadership isn't something you say, it's something you show. And when you lead with strength and clarity, you don't chase women. They follow you. At the end of the day, attraction isn't about flashy tricks, cheesy lines, or trying to be someone you're not. It's about understanding psychology, yours and hers, and stepping fully into your power as a man. When you embody emotional strength, purpose, presence, and self-control, you naturally become magnetic. Not because you're trying to impress, but because you've become the kind of man women are biologically wired to desire and respect. Remember, you don't chase, you lead. You don't seek validation, you hold your value, and you never let emotions or desire control your direction. That's what separates men who struggle from men who are naturally irresistible. If this video gave you value, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss more wisdom on attraction, masculinity, and mastering life. Drop a comment below. Let me know which principle hit the hardest for you or what you'd like to see in the next video. Until next time, stay grounded, stay focused, and as always, never chase.